So this is my Smax 2007 1.8 litre diesel, and I've got a cracked intake hose under here. Can you see that? It's come off its mounting, so under pressure that is blowing vroom vroom. This whole pipe, intercooler pipe, has a sensor on the top, so that makes it more of an expensive pipe, maybe £120. The pipe goes all the way down to the intercooler, right at the front there, in front of the rad, right pain to get to. You have to take off all the two bottom pans to get to that pipe. I've decided to just cut that black pipe and put on a piece of rubber hose, 2 inches long. This piece is just to test it, just a rough bit. I want to test the size. Jubilee clip that on, and hopefully that will seal nicely on the edge of the turbo, on the aluminium housing there, and then nicely onto the plastic pipe. So I can probably go as far along that pipe as I like, and hopefully that will stop my air leak, which brings on my engine management sensor saying engine management fault. So in the meantime, I've took off this hose, this sensor, and moved them out of the way, give myself some space, unbolted them, take off that wire to that airflow sensor, and then I might be able to get my junior hacksaw in there. Be careful sawing in there because you're going to be near your fuel line pipes. So if I can get that off, wiggled off, cut off, and then we'll see if the rubber hose is going to do the connection for me. As you can see it's broken off, isn't it? The other bolt to take off is this one, which holds that pipe really firm in the car. So undo that, get rid of that bolt, and then you can wiggle that pipe off. Look. We hope. Might have to be pushed with a screwdriver. There it is. So it's off. Now I know that I've got that, I might just try my blue hose on it, and then I'll be chopping off that inch flange, which is cracked on mine, to reseal on the black bit. And because this is clamped on really hard here, I don't see the boost pressure pushing this apart anyway. So let's get it fixed on. So I've sawn the pipe off, exposing the turbo outlet, which appears to be like smaller and narrower than the pipe that I've bought to put on here. Here's my damaged pipe. So that was doing that, vroom vroom vroom, and all leaking out, and then hence the clue is a lot of black oily gunk all down there, all blown out everywhere. So there's a clue when it is going, but when it really went was when I booted it off of a slip road, like up into the high turbo pressures, and the engine management light came on saying malfunction, engine malfunction, big triangle, red, big triangle. So I thought, okay, car still drives well, drives like an old diesel when you're under 2,000 revs, but over, I was losing turbo, and due to that. Anyway, so we've cut that piece off. My blue pipe fits very well on the black pipe, left hand side, but it doesn't fit very well on, that wire's in the way, it doesn't fit very well on the shiny side. So the shiny side, I tried it with a bit of pipe here, and it turns out that's a 50mm internal diameter pipe needed there. So I'm going to put a segment of this red on of 1 inch. That will build that up into that, and then I'll slide the blue across. So we should end up with something like that onto the turbo, and then onto that black pipe. So a bit of red in the middle of that one. So really what you should be looking at is 50mm internal diameter go into a 55mm internal diameter, and the hose needs to be about 3 inches long. But I'm sure my version will fit as well. Once I get a couple of Jubilee clips on it, that'll be tight. So there you go, you get the gist. I plan to use the red one to build it up just to the size of the blue one, and that's going to slide over both, about 2 3/4 long, 2 3/4 inches, and that's going from a 50mm outlet onto a 55 plastic, and we'll double Jubilee clip one side and single on the turbo where it was anyway. I reckon that'll seal her up. So there we go, as I described. Bit of hose sitting on top of another red bit of hose, all clamped down tight. Make sure you stay the side of the ferrule and then it won't slip off under pressure. Double Jubilee clipped, just in case this black pipe decides to pressurise, slip out. Shouldn't do, they're all very, very tight. And now it looks like a performance car, doesn't it, with a nice bit of blue hose on. Fingers crossed that's a cheap fix instead of £120 for the proper pipe with the air sensor on, which needs plugging in. And the other pipe you can get is a rubbery one, and you just screw the air sensor into it. But I tried to stick with what we got, plastic, and that's got me out of trouble for probably less than 20 quid. Nice.